Professional instructor owner Mike Broader. G licensed security classes offered every week for firearm and security.
Hey guys.
Service needs.
Yes. I'm going to do something a little different here.
Yourself, your family, your business. Call
There was a update on YouTube, and the streaming app that I use is not working. So I am streaming on the regular YouTube app, which I don't normally use. So I don't know how this is going to work. I've not used this app in years to stream. So let's see how she goes. Maybe it'll work. Now I got to... You missed my first 30 minutes, but that's okay, guys. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe.
I invite you to join me at the Delray Beach Chamber of Commerce, because here
it does work, yeah, but I don't know how well it'll work. I have not used this app to stream on in years.
your business grow, and you get to connect with people that will become your best friends.
Yes. Make sure you like the video, guys, if you don't mind.
Alongside talented professionals.
If this app works, I'm streaming now just on the regular YouTube app, which I never use. I use another app, and I've used this other app for years, and it's not working with the latest YouTube update. And most people that live stream don't use the YouTube app because it's notoriously unreliable, but it looks pretty darn good, I must say. So maybe since I have used it, they've upgraded it enough so it works pretty well here. So maybe I'll just use this moving forward. Here we go. No, I got another minute. I would do that, Neil, but I want people to watch me. You know? If I went over there, I'd have 6 people. You know? Let me see. I don't even know if I can delete the previous one that didn't work. If that chat is still going, tell everybody to come over here because I was unable to delete that that previous video. I'm going to try though. Hold on.
Hurricane preparedness kit. Don't forget about your pets. Even if you evacuate, secure your home's windows and doors from the storm. Being prepared helps protect your family and home. This hurricane season, don't delay.
Here we go.
Plan today. Know your zone, know your home. Learn more at floridadisaster.org. This message is sponsored by Florida Disaster.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show, celebrating 45 years on the air.
Yes. All right, I got my YouTube working, so if you want to watch me on YouTube, I am there. Brian Craig Show on YouTube. I'll come right up, live streaming there every day on the radio. Oh, man. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the longest-running radio show in the state of Florida. That's the Steve Kane Show. On the radio since 1977. This is where Maga comes to talk. And those of you that are new to the program, welcome. But we are going to be here. Don't forget, we're live Monday through Friday, but we will be here the day after the election. And what I do on election days, I don't stay up late. I go to bed early. I go to bed like at 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 at the latest, and I wake up really early and I'll get up probably about 1:32 in the morning the next morning to prepare for the show the day after the election because that's an important show, and I'll find out what's going on then. And I have no problem going to bed early. If I didn't have to be on the air in the morning, I might stay up all night and watch it, but it's better for me to be informed and upbeat the morning after. So we will be here live the morning after the election, processing everything, and it's going to be pretty exciting. I'm here to tell you. All right, now our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Now I just want to go over something here because remember tomorrow is open phones, not today, right? Today's Thursday. Friday is open phones, and always is. But here's something that I want to just get into a little bit here. That is very confusing to me, and I'd love someone to explain how this happens. If we have anyone in Arizona, I'd love to hear from some of our Arizona people. The latest poll has Kari Lake up 11 points in Arizona, and I think that's an accurate poll. That seems to be a very accurate poll. But the same poll has Blake Masters down 2 against the Democrat. How can, in the same poll, so the same people are being polled. Who is going to vote for Kari Lake, who down ballot is going to vote for Kelly, Mark Kelly, the Democrat, for the Senate? That doesn't make any sense at all to me. Just doesn't make any sense. If she's up 11 points, you know, it's like here in Florida, Marco Rubio is up. I mean, I just saw this. Rubio is up in the latest poll against Val Demings. Marco Rubio is up 7 points. And I think that's fair. Sadly, we have Democrats in Florida. Too many of them, really. And I think 7 points, it's too close for comfort. But he's going to have a great benefit because Ron DeSantis is on the ballot. That's what these are down ballot races when you have these powerhouses at the top of the ballot. Kari Lake and the great Ron DeSantis. So it just doesn't make sense that is there something about Blake Masters that I don't know about? Is there something, and what I mean is, I haven't really followed Blake Masters. I know who he is. I'm following the great, beautiful, spectacular Kari Lake. Is there something about Blake Masters that's turning off MAGA out there? I don't know. If there is, let me know. All right, let's take some calls. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, g'day, Brian. How you doing?
Good, good. Who's this?
It's Brett from Australia.
I thought it was Brett from Australia, but I didn't want you to think I thought all you Aussies sounded alike. Brett from Australia. We haven't talked in a while. How you been?
Oh, mate, I'm looking after my kids and looking at my country and just dealing with the crap that's going on in my country.
You know, I think about you from time to time because I remember you and I, this was a few years back, we were talking and you were telling me about a guy who, a bad guy broke into his house, was going to kill him. He shot this man in his living room in self-defense and they were going to put the homeowner in jail, not the bad guy. You're living in a land not just down under, but backwards. Down under and backwards.
And by the way, that guy's still in jail.
Get out of town.
His family is still in jail.
That's insane. That's insane. You can't defend your life and your family in Australia. So what's on your mind today?
Look, I'm just saying, you know, looking at...
It is. Well, I'll tell you this. You know, we have a lot of things going for us that I don't think people realize, even in this country, okay? It's not just that we have these great MAGA candidates that are doing very well in the polls, endorsed by the greatest president, Donald Trump. The Democrat leadership are very actively trying to purge themselves of their leadership because it's a disaster what's going on in their party. They want Biden out. And they don't want Kamala either. So the Democrat leadership, why do you think they have brain damaged people running for office, like Fetterman in Pennsylvania? The Democrats, they want to lose, the upper Democrats that run the party, they want to lose this election to purge themselves of Biden in 2024. And that's a factor we've never seen before when the Democrats are working with us.
You've also seen Australian media, and I'll talk about Sky media in Australia, that make a joke of your president.
Yeah, I watch Sky in Australia all the time. Sky News Australia, I watch them all the time on YouTube. And I ran into a couple of them over at Mar-a-Lago after the break-in. And I love their reporting on Joe Biden.
Mate, we're just a real country, but the biggest problem is we're looking at our best. Your government does...
No.
Government is destroying you. Your government is putting you so far in debt...
Mm-hmm.
Believe that even your grandchildren of your grandchildren of your grandchildren couldn't pay back the debt.
And you guys out in the Pacific, you're in some danger out there because we're not there to stop China. China's on the move.
and they're going after Taiwan, and they've already said that's their first thing, and then they're coming after us. They're in the Solomon Islands at the moment.
Oh, my goodness. It's like World War II all over again. Oh, my goodness. How many Americans and Australians died for the Solomons, and now Biden's giving them to the enemy?
Yeah. Look, I'll go, mate, but I'll tell you what. There's a lot of people outside America that are looking in, and we all actually care, and we all want to see you be what you can be.
That's right. Well, Brett in Australia, you always add good commentary, and I want to thank you for the call. Brett in Australia, I haven't heard from him in a long time. He's a good guy, and you know what's happened. A lot of people, what Donald Trump has done, it's really amazing. This is why the globalists hate him so much. Donald Trump has united the English-speaking world as one, right? And we have a huge listenership in Australia online, massive. I've told Steve we could do an appearance at we had a restaurant sponsor in Australia. We could do an appearance and fill the place up. We could do a cruise out of Australia. We have so many people in Australia, and I know that's crazy, but it's because of Donald Trump. So let me get back to this though. You know, what I was telling Brett is so true. They're trying to purge themselves of Joe Biden. And that's a factor that we have going in our favor. And I saw this story today. I'll get into some detail about it as we go on. And after the next break, I'll get into some of the audio sound bites. But this story about the secretary, Chinese spy of Hunter Biden's, that's had a big role in his life and Joe's life, which I'll get into in more detail later on. The media in this country, we just don't have a media. Now we find out that we have a direct spy from the CCP in the Biden family, right? This secretary. Everyone in leadership in the Democrat Party has had a Chinese spy around them, right? Feinstein, we had Feng Feng out there with Swalwell. We got now this new confirmation. We knew that the Bidens were in league with the Chinese. We knew that, but that they had an operative planted in with them, and I'm sure they knew that she was an operative for China. Don't people understand what's going on here? The Democrat Party is controlled by China. The Manchurian Candidate is now a reality. It was a movie, but now it's a reality. Who would have ever thought we would be in that position? It's even difficult for me when these stories come out to process it and believe that what's happening is actually happening. You may feel the same way to a certain extent. Now listen, we're going to take our last break of the hour. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm going to get to some of the audio sound bites too. We're going to win this midterm election. We're not going to win every race. That's an impossibility. But it's still going to be a landslide victory. We're going to have a majority in both houses. And I expect President Trump to come soon after that and announce. But you need to look at some other things beyond just that day. All right, listen, we're going to take our last break of the hour, come back with your calls and much more. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back right after this.
The Cold.
Yeah, so let me know what you guys think here. I'm using, for the first time in years, I'm actually streaming on the YouTube app itself. What I usually use is what everybody uses, Streamlabs. It's an app. And I've been using the Streamlabs app for years. So I don't know how well this is working or not, but it looks good to me. The Streamlabs app. The audio sounds good. The picture is great. I'm going to... hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. I'm going to... if it works well today, I'm going to use it for the next few days and see how it does. Because it seems to be Working pretty well. Oh, man, I've been up since 2. Poor Kathy is having Prism. I'll check that out. I've heard of Prism. I haven't used it. I usually use Streamlabs. Well, they are building me a new studio at another location, the radio station. And when I do that, I'm going to upgrade what I'm doing on YouTube at the same time. Because now I stream here in the mornings on my iPhone, and I'll be doing the regular streaming on a computer when I get up there. So I don't know which studio I'm going to use. They have, well, they're building a studio right now, but they have 4 studios up there. They said I could use any of the studios I want, including one that is made for television, that it doesn't have any windows. The whole studio is a green screen with multi-cameras in it and everything. And I don't know, maybe I could use that one, or should I use one of the radio studios? So I don't know. They told, I was talking to the owner of the radio station yesterday. And it's a nice studio. It's got this massive desk with like 8 microphones on it, and some pretty well-known people that we love use that studio when they do interviews. I can't say who, but I almost did. But it's a professional television studio with multiple cameras that are in the ceilings, on the walls, all over the place. So I can use that one, or I can use one of the radio studios for the radio stations, or I can use another studio or production room, which is going to be a replica of what I'm using here. My daughter thinks I should use the radio studio, not the green screen studio. I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh, yeah. Yeah, let me show everybody, so people can see the address on the house across the street. That's a great idea. Oh, here we are. We're coming back. It sure is. My name is Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show. Welcome back, everyone. Those of you that watch me on YouTube, I got the YouTube going. Oh, man. Oh, how exciting. I mean, it really is exciting. I've been up since 2 a.m., by the way, just so you know. 2 a.m. Well, my wife, she's been home 2 nights from the hospital, and I've been up worrying about her. She's home, but anytime you have surgery, it's never easy. So she's still recovering from the surgery, and I'm helping her out with that. Now, we are in Christmas shopping season time right now, and there's no better place to go Christmas shopping than MyPillow.com. And when you use our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, you can just get just incredible deals. I live in what I told Mike Lindell when I spoke to him. I said, I live in a MyPillow household. I have everything, right? I've got the towels, the sheets, the slippers, the mattress topper, the robes, the pet beds, and more. The pillows. I've got so many My Pillows, and I also have the Giza Elegance pillows. My wife took the Giza Elegance pillows to the hospital. She couldn't sleep with the regular pillows there, and in fact, I made a special trip to the hospital just to take her a Giza Elegance pillow because someone snagged hers. So I brought another one, So I live in a MyPillow household, and we do a lot of our Christmas shopping using the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com every year. And you know what? They make great gifts because all the products at MyPillow.com, first off, you've got the whole Maga element, right? People love to support Mike Lindell. You're supporting us at the same time. But they're high quality, and the products actually do what it is they say they'll do, whether it's the sheets, the mattress topper. I mean, they're all great products. It's a gift that whoever receives the gift will have for many years to come and remember it. And I know people, we give our My Pillows and slippers and everything to. We buy everything for everybody at MyPillow.com with the promo code KANE. Huge savings, up to 66% off. In fact, even more. If you go on the radio listener specials page, click on the overstocks, you can save up to 90% on top MyPillow products. with the promo code Kane. But the people we give My Pillow gifts to, anytime I talk to them or see them, they're always telling me about how much they love the slippers, love the robe, love the sheets, love the towels, love the pillows. It's amazing. So go to mypillow.com, use our promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, and do your Christmas shopping. You can also take advantage of every special you see there with our promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at mypillow.com. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. All right, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Barbara from Tennessee.
Hey, what's up?
I just wanted to talk a little bit.
You sound upset. Are you tired or upset?
I'm a little upset.
What happened? What's wrong?
My little kitty cat died,
Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry.
and she was 14.
Mm.
I mentioned that. What I want to talk about is how we're all praying for your wife.
Well, thank you.
That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, she's doing much better. She's just in a lot of pain, and she has a bit of a fever this morning because post-surgical. Your temperature's up. But I'm sorry about your little cat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's tough.
Just prayers for her, okay?
Okay, thank you. It's really amazing about pets. I'm down to 2 now. I have a dog and a cat, and I don't want any more because it's so painful when they go. And I love my dog, I love my cat, but it isn't it? Oh, and you never get used to it. And luckily, though, we did find a place that when it comes to that time and you have to put your furry family member down, this place we found that sadly I've had to take too many pets for, because we used to have too many pets, but they've all gotten old and passed on us. This place, it's like you go when you're sitting Shiva. They have a bereavement center. The doctor sits with you. It's so comfortable for the pet. It makes it a lot easier, but it's never easy, is it? All right, let's go. Richie the bus driver. He's never crying on the phone. He's always got something. What's up, Richie? Oh, I'm good. That's what I need, is you to connect the dots for me, Richie.
And this is all going to come around to you. Who's the biggest guy on the Republican side right now?
Oh, Mitch McConnell.
And who controls the money for the Republican Party? Now, I'm going to tell you something. He cut Blake Masters off. He cut the lady in Alaska, Tabakwa.
Yeah, Chewbacca.
He's got Murkowski, who's been endorsed by the Democrat. He's funding her.
Yeah.
He cut Bolduc off up in New Hampshire. He's controlling.
So you're telling me, this is interesting. So the reason that Kari Lake is up 11 points and Blake Masters is down 2 in the same poll in Arizona is because Mitch McConnell cut off his money?
He can't get his message out. He has no money. He's lacking funds. The Democrats have put a ton of money in there for this guy, this astronaut, and we have nothing there. He completely left them alone.
Yeah, and this guy Mark Kelly is very corrupt. I know he was an astronaut, and I love our space program, but he was either he or his twin brother that were on the last flight of the shuttle, and that was I can't remember if it was him or the twin brother, because they were both. They worked out some political deal in Washington to get on that last shuttle flight. That was not an accident. But let me tell you, you're right on the money about Mitch McConnell. He's a creep, and everything you said about him is true. But one of President Trump's goals, we can't get him out of the Senate right now, but we can get him out of the leadership position if we have enough MAGA Republican senators in there to do it. And that's why President Trump backed and endorsed people that a lot of MAGA people didn't like. I think he picked people like J.D. Vance and Dr. Oz because he has assurances from them that they'll support somebody else to be the Republican Senate leader, not Mitch McConnell.
He cut him off because he doesn't want that. He wants total control of the Republican Party, controlling the money. And the other thing is, this guy Fetterman that botched everything up.
Oh, no, he's like FDR. Didn't you hear The View? He's like FDR.
Guess what? So they've been voting since September.
And And that's why they put off the debate, because they didn't want people to see it, because they know now that people have seen him. Oh. Oh, I'm not worried about Pennsylvania. I know a lot of people are. I'm not. No, I don't want to get into all that. But I'm not worried about Pennsylvania. President Trump has a rally coming up in Pennsylvania, and that Fetterman just embarrassment the other night scared the daylights out of a lot of people, and a lot of Democrats are not going to show up and vote now. There's no way. There's no way. Not after they saw him. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Vera. I'm calling from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida.
Hey, what's up?
Okay. We're very hopeful. The polls are great. But
oh, well, welcome.
You real, but
well, I was talking about that, and what I told people is, all that does is depress the vote, okay? You don't want to depress the vote. Listen, a lot of you are new to politics in the Republican Party since Trump came down the escalator, okay? But people that were Republicans before Trump came down the escalator think like losers, okay? And if you notice, some of the older Republicans are always like, but what about this? What about that? The older Republicans are not used to winning and are very comfortable with losing. They're like abused spouses. They're like a battered wife. They got that battered wife syndrome. I know this sounds crazy when you're talking about Republicans. It's not as common. It's only with the older Republicans that have been active for many, many years. They like being victims. That's kind of a liberal thing. But they like being victims. And they want to lose all the time. They want to feel oppressed. I don't know why. Let me tell you. We have a movement going on right now like there has never been in this country. You know, when the Tea Party came around in 2010, it fell apart and the establishment was able to do away with it because we didn't have a leader. Now, we have a leader, of course, and his name's Donald Trump. But Donald Trump has a whole bunch of people that take over the leadership for him when he has to step down or aside or retires or moves on to heaven. You know, he's not only the leader, he has got all these political apprentices to continue this MAGA movement. And when President Trump made the choice not to start a third party, which is what they wanted him to do, but get control of the Republican Party, that was a very wise decision. So don't talk like losers. We're winning, and we're winning big. Now, I want to ask you a question. Are you in pain? Well, if you're in pain, that's because you haven't taken my advice and called Dr. Philip Appleton and talked to him about his laser-away pain system. He rid me almost 2 months ago of knee pain, 2 treatments, it hasn't returned. Completely painless, by the way, laser-away pain. No injections, no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. Steve Kane's heading over there today to have the laser-away pain system done to his hip, which is causing Steve all kinds of pains. And I'm very much looking forward to Steve being rid of his hip pain. Whatever pain you have, Dr. Appleton can help you. It's a free consultation if you mention you heard about him on the radio. No appointments are necessary. Walk-ins are welcome. And he's also open on Saturdays, 6 days a week. You can find him online at AppletonChiro.com. His number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Dr. Appleton's laser-away pain system works. I know it works because it worked on me and rid me of pain that I'd been suffering from for years. And he can help you too. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll take our top of the hour break and be right back. Don't go anywhere. 973-0710. 954-973-0710. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll take our top of the hour break and be right back. Don't go anywhere.
The new Oldies 95.3 and 96.9 is here.
Just let me hear some of that rock and roll music.
WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG live radio station. Now, here's the True Oldies weather forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well on this Thursday.
Lovable losers? Yeah, Chuck knows what I'm talking about. And I lose my patience with that. I know I'm pretty tolerant. I have a lot of patience. But I don't have patience with Republicans talking about losing.
Have a laugh with some funny memes and keep in touch with other good time oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram.
Steve Kane Show. Hold on. All right. Oh man. Yeah, I'm a little tired today because when I'm a little tired, I might get a little grumpy with the callers. Yeah, Kathy has a bit of a temperature, a bit of a fever because it's post-surgical stuff, you know. Steve Kane Show. Hey, hold on. Rand Paul for Senate Majority Leader? Oh, yeah.
Here's your True Oldies ABC News update.
Yeah, so I told you guys when I move, they give me the choice of 4 studios. One of them is a studio that's all green screen. But what would I have on the green screen the whole time if I used the green screen room? What would I put on the green screen? I can put anything on it. It's got multiple cameras, so you can see me from different angles and stuff. So it sounds pretty cool. Well, I'd have to have something behind me all the time. Mountains. I know mountains in Florida. Yeah. Trash Mount. Mount Trashmore.
I'm going to have Jeremy do the phone calls this morning. I'll be here.
Oh, yeah. It's 8:15 and what's today? Thursday, yeah.
7:44, 8:44. But I'll be here with him doing that. I just wanted to get used to that.
Well, the studio, the radio, I would like to use the radio studios, but they already have, the green screen studio is already set up for live streaming on YouTube.
The Steve Kane Show.
All right, we are back. Oh, man, I got lost in conversation during the break. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977, when Star Wars was in theaters in its original theatrical run. Oh, man, I was 6 years old then. Oh, man, so much going on, so much to talk about. Callers on hold, stand by. Yeah, so this new story about Hunter Biden's Chinese secretary spy. Let me read this. This is in the New York Post, okay? First son Hunter Biden's flirty former secretary, they call her Jackie Bao, who pushed for Joe Biden to run for president. She's been linked to the Chinese government. She's the focus of a new House Republican inquiry into the first family's extensive overseas business dealings. So, how many top Democrats have had a female spy working for them now? Seems a whole bunch of them. Seems like a whole bunch of them. Where's the media? You know, when I was younger, I thought when I watched these people in the media, they always wanted to be the next Woodward and Bernstein. And every day, pretty much every day, there's a new scandal. Like I gave you a big one with Fetterman in Pennsylvania. I'm learning more about this guy in the last 24 hours than in the last however long he's been running. So yesterday, a caller called in and shared this with me, that his wife was an illegal. She was an illegal from Brazil. So here you got a guy who's suffering from brain damage, right? And his wife's an illegal. Then I found out something else about him yesterday, and you may have heard this. If you're in Pennsylvania, I wonder if Pennsylvanians know about this. He appointed someone to the parole board who's friends with Mumia, the most famous, infamous cop killer of all time. I thought Mumia was dead, but no, he's still serving his life sentence in prison. He shot a cop dead, and very radical activists have been trying to get him out of prison for years and years and years, and now we find out Fetterman is connected to the most notorious cop killer in American history. Where's this story in the news? Right, we got Chinese spies at the White House. Right, we got a brain-damaged guy running for Senate who's married to an illegal, and is friends with a cop killer. Where do they want to have breaking news? Do any of these people in the media today really want to be Woodward and Bernstein? Do they want to have a scandalous story to report? It seems that they're in the business of covering up news, not breaking news or reporting the news. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Maria. How you doing?
Hey, Maria. I'm doing great. How are you?
Hanging in there. Hanging in there. Yes, I was into the call, but I've been up from the weather for a while.
Oh, I hope you're feeling better now.
Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
Did you have the COVID? What'd you have?
No, I just had like a cold, but I end up like catching a virus in my...
Every time anybody has a sniffle, they think COVID now.
Nah, not me. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Yes, I was calling because I found out this week because I haven't went back to my status, go to some place that I go, and the person that's supposed to be a leader in my church, he said he had an article out, and he had an article out in Broward County promoting to tell everybody in Broward County to vote for Democrats.
Oh, that's in a church. That's it. Do you go to a black church?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah, it's our churches are segregated, and I'm Catholic. There are not very many black Catholics. We have a lot of Hispanics, but our Protestant churches are segregated. And Steve and I went to a black church together once, Reverend O'Neill Dozier's church in Pompano. That's where you go. Tell Reverend Dozier that Steve Kane and Brian Craig say hello. He's a great guy. He used to play in the NFL, and he's the snappiest dresser of any preacher I've ever known in my life. And he's a good man. But anyway, Steve and I, we went to Reverend Dozier's church, your church, and it's a whole different thing that goes on in the white churches. I don't know what goes on. It's a totally different experience, but it's unfortunate that the one place in our society that is still segregated are our churches, right? There's white churches and black churches, and we talk about it like it's no big deal. But in the black churches, they hand out these black voter guides, and they're always for Democrats. And first off, that's illegal. They do not do that in the white churches, by the way. I've never, if they did it in the white churches, the churches would be shut down. They'd lose their tax status. And it's unfortunate because they always say vote Democrat on the black voter guides. And the black community is a church-going community that is more conservative than people realize, than even they realize, right? Because they're biblical people.
But check this out. He said reason why he doesn't want the people to vote for Republicans now because of Donald Trump. And I was like...
Is that Reverend Dozier? That's not Reverend Dozier, is it?
Yes.
Reverend Dozier doesn't like Donald Trump? What? Jeb Bush betrayed Reverend Dozier. I got to talk to Reverend Dozier. I got to talk to him. Why does he not like Donald Trump? I am shocked.
He said Donald Trump is a liar. He said Donald Trump is a hypocrite. He said Donald Trump committed a fraud.
That pains me. But he's not telling he's not telling people to vote Democrat, is he? Are we talking about this? Are we talking about the same person, Reverend O'Neill Dozier?
Yes.
What happened? He was, we used to have him on the show all the time, and he was very controversial because he was a black Republican. And now he's a Democrat? This is Reverend O'Neill Dozier from Pompano. What's the name of the church?
Yes, the Worldwide Christian Center Church.
Let me tell you, I'm in shock. That, to me, that's as shocking as if when Steve joins us today, he tells me that he's a Democrat. I'm very disappointed, and
This has been going on for about over a year now, and I try to ignore it. I ignore it because I don't come for anybody. I come for my salvation. I don't come for anybody.
But he's actually, this is what I don't get, because I remember talking to Reverend Dozier, and he would talk about how you couldn't be a Christian and be a Democrat, because the Democrat Party is for abortion and gay marriage and all this stuff. And now you're telling me that if there's anyone else out there that goes to Reverend Dozier's church, I hope, I know, Maria, you call all the time, and I'm not saying I don't believe you, because I know you're telling me, I know you're an honest woman, but I'm really shocked.
I'm telling you, it's true. I'm telling you.
Well, if that's true, you're in the wrong church. You can't go to a Democrat church. You can't.
Yeah, and I started there Sunday, and I did not apply. And when I heard it, I was stunned. But when I walked in, when you first walking in, because I usher there sometimes, I have it because I had I had a knee replacement. I'm still recovering from that, so I can't stand out there like that. And sometimes I go to the thing, and you have the visitor board. They have a lot of things out there. I've been going there now for 8 years now, and I've seen it, and I've seen the poster of a lot of Democrats, and then I've seen a newspaper with his face on it, and then when he, was speaking, he spoke.
Something happened. Steve and I haven't talked to Reverend Dozier in years, okay? But the last I heard from him, it's been so long, Jeb was the governor, right? And Reverend Dozier was on had a state level committee appointment that Jeb put him on, and I think it was it was a judicial committee, right, overseeing judicial appointment, and Jeb Bush took Reverend Dozier off that committee, and I was disgusted by it, Jeb Bush. That was when I first started, and now you're telling me that he was like the Jesse Lee Peterson of Florida, that one of the most conservative Republican black pastors I've ever known in my life is telling people in his church to vote Democrat. I'm going to reach out to him. I'm going to talk to Steve about this when he joins us. I think he'll be just as shocked. And we're going to reach out to Reverend Dozier. Still tell him that we said hi, and I'm going to be reaching out to him, because I got to find out what happened. I got to run, Maria, but thanks for the call. I'm in shock. We'll be right back. And I'm going to be reaching out to him. We used to have that guy on the show like every week for years. And he would he used to play in the NFL. And he would tell you, you can't be a Christian and be a Democrat. You can't be a Christian and be a Democrat. And we'd have him here all the time. And we lost touch with him. And Jesse Lee Peterson was a regular years ago on the show too. I'm just blown away by that. Steve Kane show. Hey, I got an idea. I'm not going to speculate here on the air, but I have an idea of what I just drove by his church just a couple weeks ago, and I was thinking about, maybe I should call up Reverend Dozier. And this guy, let me tell you, he's so conservative. He used to be. We were at a demonstration together, right? Reverend Dozier, me, Steve, and a bunch of our listeners in Fort Lauderdale many years ago, and there were these two Democrats who were transgendered. And they were calling him names and me names and Steve names. And I said, hey, Rev, I said, you know those two ladies that are calling you names, those two old ladies? I said, yeah. I said, those are guys. And he had never seen a transgendered person before. And he said, and he goes right up to me. He's like, you're a man? You're a man? Get out of here. You know, he was like, and now he's telling people to vote Democrat. Hey, guys, please like the video, okay? Oh, man. Now, I want to get back, though. We got one opening on the board. You know, if you're watching here for the first time, this is a morning radio show. We broadcast on 6 radio stations here in Ron DeSantis' free Florida. 5 of them are FM stations, 1 AM, and the callers you hear are people that are listening to us on our radio stations or watching us here on YouTube. So if you're watching here on YouTube, our toll-free number works for you. It's in the description of the video. It's 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. And toll-free. We'd love to hear from you, whether or not you agree with us or not. You know, you don't have to agree to call in. But that call really disappointed me. They, you know, that's what they do. And you know, you got this guy. He's not just a black conservative preacher. He is like a charismatic guy, and that freaks out the Democrats. And they were after him like no one's business. And now he's telling people to vote Democrat. That's very upsetting to me. Very upsetting.
Ready to get fired up? Just 60 seconds and you'll be racing for the phone. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane will be joining us after the bottom of the hour. I hope Steve heard that last call about Reverend Dozier. If not, we're going to have to find out what's going on there. Now, hey, listen, it's getting close, right? We're like 3 months away from our Steve Kane 2023 Maga cruise. You are all invited. We leave January 28th on the Celebrity Apex, which is the most expensive cruise ship ever constructed. It's very modern, very cool. It's 7 days with me and Steve Kane and our great Maga listeners. And we have a lot of activities together. We have dinner together every night, shore excursions, onboard activities that are all private and exclusive to our group. It's a private group. Our activities are private, and we have a great time together. We're going to San Juan, Puerto Rico. We sail out of Fort Lauderdale. San Juan, Puerto Rico, Tortola, and the British Virgin Islands, and St. Kitts, and it's going to be a great time. I'm going to give you the number of our travel agent, Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot. Give him a call and join us. You'll have a great time. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
You know, that last caller, I've never heard of a Republican switch. I've heard of many Democrats switching to Republican. That'd be the first one I've ever heard of that would switch. I find it hard to believe.
Well, the only other, okay, this, I'm glad, Doug has brought up something, you know, we should have a special sounder when you bring up a topic that's, you know, what Doug had said. Let me just repeat what you said. Doug said you hear a lot of stories of Democrats becoming Republicans, but you don't hear about Republicans becoming Democrats. The only other one I can point to is Ed Schultz, who used to be on MSNBC and was a radio host, and that was a complete lie. He had an opportunity to get a nationally syndicated radio show if he was a liberal, and he switched, okay? And you know, so typically, if people leave the Republican Party and go to the Democrat Party, there's a financial incentive, at least in Ed Schultz's case. I don't know about Reverend Dozier. I'm really upset about it. I am just shocked. Something's happened that we don't know about. But we're going to try to find out. You remember Reverend Dozier on the show, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yes, I did, but that's what I'm trying to figure out. There's something's very, very wrong. I don't know what it could be, but I'd love to find out.
I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best. I mean, you know, how can you go from being a Republican to a Democrat? It's impossible. The other way around's easy because I was watching a video online yesterday from Turning Point USA. They went to Florida State University and were asking students, which do you prefer, socialism or capitalism? They all said socialism, right? Well, the reason is because they're kids. They're living off their parents still. They, when they get out of college and get a job, they'll become capitalists right quick. You know, when people switch from Democrat to Republican, it's because they grow up and see the reality of the world. You can't reject conservatism and become a liberal, honestly. You can't all of a sudden decide that abortion isn't murder. You understand what I mean? Overtaxation is okay. You know, you just can't all of a sudden make that kind of switch. It's impossible.
Especially in the condition that the Democrats have put our country into. I mean, and then we have the President of the United States having that wacko, insane transvestite, spending his time talking to somebody like that with all the other problems the country has. You know, the country, and I can't see how anybody could want to vote for a Democrat.
Yeah, I can't either. Hey, listen, take care, Doug. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air. Speak up. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Terry up in Claremont.
Hey, Terry, what's up?
Hey, the good Lord willing, we take both of these, the House and the Senate, back. What can we do to put prep to have Kevin McCarthy removed and Mitch McConnell removed?
Yeah.
Should we start some national saying that who we want is in the leadership? Would that put pressure on them to?
Well, I think that's what Trump's doing. You know, listen, this is the thing, okay? I'm glad you called about this because Kevin McCarthy, I don't trust that guy. He's a snake. They got him on tape conspiring to remove Trump from office and make Pence the president after January 6th. There's been multiple reports that he got on the phone and yelled at President Trump on January 6th. I call him the Judas of Mar-a-Lago, right? President Trump is doing things in stages, okay? This is the midterm. We're going to gain in the House and gain in the Senate, right? Then in 2024, the whole House is up again. We're going to gain even more seats in the House in 2 years and hopefully some more in the Senate. Then he's got his midterms in his second term. So President Trump's plan is to get rid of Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell in leadership. It's just a matter if he'll have enough votes this time or after 2024, right?
Would it give support to President Trump if we, the people, look, the people of the United States want in the United States want them.
Oh, they know. Believe me, President Trump knows. You know, the reason the wall is not finished, because of Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell. You know, I know he wasn't speaker then. It was that snake Ryan, you know, who's on the Fox board of directors now. But we could, for the first 2 years of Trump's first term, we controlled both houses. The wall funding should have been done, right? They stopped it. And, you know, and President Trump did two solid favors for Mitch McConnell to try to win him over. One, he made his wife, who's a Chinese spy probably, Secretary of Transportation, and he backed him in his re-election, and then he betrayed him, okay? So believe me, he wants him gone more than you and I do as the leader. We don't have to have a petition or tell him. He is beyond pissed at Mitch McConnell.
Oh, I know President Trump knows that, but if the media has it out there that the people want it.
The media are not even telling us that, the media are telling us that Fetterman is a heroic role model like FDR, a disabled person who's doing amazing things. That's the media. Okay? So the media are never going to be with us, man. Never.
Just think we could get some polls going that show Republicans want them removed.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen, good points. I don't disagree with you. You're right. All right, take care. Thanks so much. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike. What's up?
You know, you asked the question, why haven't we heard a lot about Blake Masters earlier, right? And maybe I don't want to say it's this simple, but there are certain politicians, certain people that have this charisma that just basically sucks the air out of the room, right? And maybe that's what we're dealing here with Kari Lake. We know how charismatic this woman is, and that every time you see her on TV, you want to stand up and listen, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's what we're dealing with here, is that she's so charismatic that, yeah, she's up 11, and he probably should be up about the same amount, but he's only...
Well, this is what I was talking about. There's a poll out of Arizona that has Kari Lake up 11 points. The very same poll has Blake Masters, the Republican running for Senate, down 2. You know, but I can't get upset. I'm not worried about that, because I can't believe that people are going to vote for this Democrat, Mark Kelly, creep, right, after they voted for Kari Lake. I just think Blake Masters will pull it through on the down ticket, being on the same ballot with Kari Lake. Like Marco Rubio has the benefit of having the greatest governor ever on the ballot, Ron DeSantis. You know, so I just can't believe, I just can't believe it. You know, caller earlier said that Mitch McConnell pulled all the funding for Blake Masters. And I've been getting fundraising emails from Blake Masters like nonstop the last few days.
And that's the thing. If that's another reason why we need to get
Mitch McConnell.
If he's doing that, if he's the leader of...
Matt, hey, listen, I'm up against the break, but good points, Mike from Louisiana. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve will join us after this. Don't go anywhere.
If he's doing that, if he's...
Oh, man. If you're new, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. And everyone, take a moment during the break here to like the video. Now, tell me, what are some topics you think we should talk? I haven't gotten to any of my sound bites today. Let me see what I got here on my sound bite. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I got some good stuff. I got some good stuff here. Oh, yes, I got some good stuff here. Oh, man. Well, I don't think, 2028 is an interesting thing, okay? It's not going to be DeSantis and Kari Lake. Neither of them are going to be at the bottom of the ticket of the other. There's no way. Do you see Kari Lake or Ron DeSantis running as vice president against the other? I don't think so. On the same ticket, there's no way. Hey, Australia. There's no way. They got no one, right? They got creeps, and scandalous people. Our biggest problem is we have too many people. Oh, I do have a clip about Elon Musk from Tucker last night. Yeah, Mitch McConnell's got to go. What was the deal with the sink, though? Why did he bring the sink? What's the statement about the sink? I missed it. I didn't quite catch it. Oh, yes. Dan Duncan, he's a member to the channel. Those are some of the member emojis. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, that'd be awesome. And you get your name in green, and you get all the special, the exclusive member emojis. Candace Owens, Ron DeSantis, Trump, MAGA, Melania, me, Kari Lake, Trump, Clarence Thomas, Mike Lindell, another Trump. These are the exclusive emojis that members have access to that I just put in there. He said, let that sink in a tweet. Yeah. Do you think, though, that Elon Musk, like, what I want them to do is purge the fake accounts, the bots, out of Twitter? Do you think Elon Musk will do a purge of the bots? Because I was talking about this on my podcast the other night. If he does that, how much is he devaluating his platform that he just bought? Hey, Wesley, file a super chat. Thank you. Everyone thank Wesley. Good morning, Brian. McConnell and McCarthy both needs to be ousted once MAGA takes Congress this year and takes office in January, no doubt. Yeah, because these snobby blue checkmark people. Yeah, please, everyone, thank Wesley. Steve Kane Show. No. These blue checkmark people, their followings are fake. There's no doubt about it.
Hey, it's John Tesh. Are you a sales professional looking to take your career to the next level? Join the sales team of one of the fastest growing radio stations in Palm Beach County. We're looking for a self-motivated closer to join the ranks and be a part of not only the most fun radio group in South Florida, but the one that
Where am I?
Email your resume to jobs.
Okay, we're coming back in just a couple minutes. This is our bottom of the hour break, which is our longest break of the hour.
Six-figure income potential. If you're a sales professional who has worked in the advertising sales industry or a recent college graduate looking to start your career, email your resume to jobs@vcmglive.com. Great job with the highest radio sales commissions in Palm Beach County awaits you. VCMG is an equal opportunity employer. This segment of the
The people that are the blue checkmark crowd, their followings. Now let me ask you what you think the number is. I'm going to say 85 to 90% of what's on Twitter are bots or dead accounts. 85, 90%. Do you think that's high? What percentage of the Twitter activity do you think are bots? I'm going to say 85, 90. I just can't believe some of these people have the followings they have. Or am I being too... is that number too high? What do you guys think the number is? I think 85, 90% is 75% at least. Oh, yeah.
On Monday, she returned, and she said, thank you.
Yeah.
The joy of doing this all these years is
75% is a... Like, if I were on Price is Right, I'd say 75, because I could be over a point. 65%, 60%. Well, the Twitter bot purge, I guess you'd call it bot, I can't say, how would you say it, apocalypse? Bot apocalypse? Would that be it? David Nunes said 90%? Yeah. I think 85, 90%. I'm talking about bots and dead accounts that aren't used anymore. I mean, how many people have 5 accounts on Twitter, right? I don't know if it'll be that quick.
Not with Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. The dental work is painless, and the prices are painless too.
Well, the lowest number someone said was 60. So if I think it would probably make it more valuable because what would be there would be organic. You know, maybe it wouldn't devalue the company. And it's not only the fake accounts, the fake interactions, right? The bot interactions, the retweets and likes that are bots. I mean, you got to include that too. Well, you guys should follow me on Twitter, Brian Craig Show on Twitter, Real Brian Craig on, we're coming back, on Truth Social.
On Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian Craig, Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve. Okay, I've been up since 2 a.m., so a little tired, but doing okay. Okay, how are you doing?
Last thing I'm very upset about that from that call about Reverend Doe.
And Maria is a trustworthy caller to this program, so I think she's telling the truth. We got to look into that.
No, it doesn't shock me. I mean, there's a real strange relationship between the black clergy and the very upset by it.
I am too.
Reverend Dozier in on the show is what we ought to do.
Yeah.
Him in person.
On the air?
Absolutely on the air. Why not?
Because, yeah, okay. No. I agree. I'm going to reach out to him and bring him here. And you know, what she said, it's one thing that he doesn't like Trump. I mean, you know, I don't get that. But what Maria said that they're doing over there at his church, they're handing out the Democrat voter guide. He's telling people to vote Democrat.
I don't know. It's just disillusioning.
Well, something happened, and someone got to him because he was a big threat to the establishment.
You know,
I know, it's upsetting.
I expected more from Reverend Dozier. I mean, he's a great guy.
Well, we'll find out. We're going to get to the bottom of it. And I would imagine. Well, he passed away. Matt King Carter's been dead for years.
There's another one where the black church, interacted with the political.
Illegally interacted with them. Yeah. Well, okay, so I know it's upsetting, and I imagine that this conversation for the last 20, 30 minutes will make its way back to Reverend Dozier if it has not already. So we'll definitely be reaching out to him.
We've got to call him and give him our best and tell him we
want to help him.
We would like an opportunity to air it all.
Because I just remember him telling us many times on the air, you can't be a Christian and be a Democrat because they support abortion. So now so something's going on. All right, well now listen, let's get into some callers on hold. Stand by. Let me get into some of these audio sound bites that I edited together. I was doing this at 2:30 in the morning, so I want to get to some of them. The first clip I want to play is from the Coven of the View, and if you don't know what a coven is, just Google it online, and then you'll have a little chuckle. The Coven of the View. They did the day after yesterday analysis of the Fetterman-Oz debate. The Fetterman-Oz debate. This is The View. This is yesterday, and they're talking about the Fetterman-Oz debate the day after.
The Republican Party's running a bunch of ads about showing Fetterman stumbling on things because of the stroke. What kind of a doctor is behind that? Aren't you supposed to do no harm? It's so unempathetic to the guy, you know? And I just want to say that Oz is very slick. He's a TV guy. Yeah. Remember that. There's another woman in Arizona, Kari Lake, also a TV woman. So they're very slick, you know? And Fetterman's kind of like, you know, with the stroke and without the stroke.
Yeah, but she's not slick.
He's not as slick, but he has ideas and he has governed.
He has governed. He has ideas, Fetterman, and he's governed. And I like how it's Dr. Oz's fault that there was a debate with Fetterman. What about Fetterman's wife and Fetterman's own doctor? Fetterman says his doctors cleared him for the debate, right? I mean, my goodness. I don't have this clip, but because I can't stomach too much of The View, but later they said they were making a comparison to Fetterman and FDR because FDR was disabled in the wheelchair. Yeah, but he wasn't brain damaged, FDR, okay? There's a big difference in being brain damaged. You want to put Gary Busey in the Senate? That's what you're doing. Have you seen Gary Busey lately, Steve? He's brain damaged. It's sad. He had an accident. So, oh, yeah, that happened years ago. That's why you don't see him act anymore. He had a motorcycle accident years ago, had a traumatic brain injury, and Gary Busey is severely brain damaged. Yeah.
I realize that.
Yeah, but he's more coherent than Fetterman. I'll tell you that much. Now, the Democrats, they're up to their no good little snaky games. So the night before last, we didn't talk about it too much, but there was a debate between Trump-endorsed Tudor Dixon and that lunatic governor Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan, right? They had the Michigan gubernatorial debate. I got this clip I'm going to play for you. This is unbelievable. During Tudor Dixon's opening statement, they cut away from her and went to commercial right in the middle of it. Listen to this. This is from the debate. This was live during the debate between Tudor Dixon and Gretchen Whitmer. And, of course, this happened when Tudor Dixon was talking, not Gretchen Whitmer. Listen to what happened. This is her opening statement.
We see our reading scores have plummeted. Our graduation rates have dropped. Our cities are less safe, and the roads aren't fixed.
Okay, now that it goes to black, the screen.
Fox 47 News for Rivalry Week stories all this week.
Listen to what happens.
For a better night's sleep, look no further than Ashley, only in Lansing.
You can change course. In 14 days, you can put Michigan back on the right track.
They cut out everything she said, and then the commentator comes in.
Traveled the state, and from day one, I've been focused on my family-friendly plan for Michigan.
You saw tonight's debate right here on Fox 47. We will have full coverage just ahead. But first, we had an unintended technical issue that cut off a portion of Tudor Dixon's opening statement. We regret this error. In fairness to both parties, we will re-air those opening statements in full right now, starting with Governor Whitmer as it aired live.
Yeah, of course, at 11:30 at night, when nobody's watching, everyone's in bed. I've never heard of something like that. These Democrat snakes, Tudor Dixon... No.
Shame.
They did this...
Shame.
They did this with Cheney once. Cheney was talking, and CNN put a big X over the screen. They cut away to commercial on purpose. And by the time they come back, she's, thank you for your time. I mean, the whole meat of what she said about the failures of Gretchen Whitmer were cut out for the furniture commercial. I've never seen something so obvious. But these liberals, you cannot, they're scummy people. You can never trust a Democrat. Never.
Beyond outrageous.
No. Oh, but we're going to rerun it again at 11:30 at night. Not during the... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man.
There's on election day.
Yeah, they will. Now, I just want to tell you guys, I'm texting here, and everything's fine, but I just got a notification from my doorbell camera. Someone was at my door, it said, and the alarm went off. Okay, so I checked it, and it was a family member, but I'm texting everybody. So not that I had to, because the alarm woke them up. But that doorbell camera, it works. It works, especially when your kids come home and open up doors at strange hours. But I just got the notification right here on my iPhone and my iPad from the doorbell camera. And I'll just take just now, all right? I'll take the opportunity to tell you how you can get a free doorbell camera. Call Sloman's. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio, and they'll tell you how you can get a free doorbell camera. 833-283-5050. Isn't that cool, Steve? I just got the notification on all my devices while we're talking. 833-283-5050. Again, mention you heard about them on the radio. They'll tell you how you can get a free doorbell camera. And no matter where you're listening to us, give them a call. 833-283-5050. Now, you callers on hold, stand by. Well, let's take one call before the break, and the rest of you stand by. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? It's the next break.
Hey, good morning. It's Lewis from Plantation. Couple points here, and I'm saying this.
Oh, your phone really. We got a bad cell connection, man. No, I can't hear you. So I'm gonna. Call us back, but I can't use the phones. Okay, no. Oh, now I can hear you. Now you're fine. Oh, now he hung up. Okay, well, that's fine. That's what happens. See, I just got a text from my daughter. Sorry for setting the alarm off, and I saw the alarm in the doorbell camera. I could immediately showed me who was there, and I knew it was my daughter. So what are you coming in the front door at 7:40 in the morning? All right, listen, we're gonna take our break, and when we get back, we'll check in with attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group, who saved Steve's family a lot of pain when he reviewed your trust. Callers on hold, stand by. After we talk to attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group, we'll go back to our phones. 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you're calling us from. Those of you on hold, stand by. We will get to your calls, but first, we're going to take this break. Be right back. 2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you're calling us from. Those of you on hold, stand by. We will get to your calls, but first, we're going to take this break. Be right back.
They're the most polarizing talk show hosts in all of South Florida. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Morning 6 to 9 on Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve's here. And on the line from the Siegel Law Group, attorney Barry Siegel. Barry Siegel, good morning. Oh, there you go. Good morning, Barry. You're on the air.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Great. What do you have for us today?
Well, it's just one of those things that I hear.
Angry Pasta, $2 super chat. Thank you. Everyone thank Angry Pasta. I like the shirt. Yeah, this is a great one.
Almost every
this is a great
day,
one. This is my favorite.
When we have clients coming in at different stages. When they come in for their initial consultation, when they come in for their signing or to pick up their binder of estate planning documents, It's almost the same thing every time. They're expressing their peace of mind and their relief of getting all of this done. You know, the relief that they set things up in a way so, you know, to make sure they can be Medicaid eligible so they don't have to worry about running out of money before they run out of life. So they know they have things set up, so they have the bloodline set up for their children so they don't leave a mess behind with probate or guardianship, all these things. And almost every time, it's almost like you know, just funny that everybody says the same thing. Oh, I'm so relieved that this is done, you know, and you know, I feel peace of mind that this is all done, and it's a great feeling. It's one of those things that really makes it enjoyable to go in and do this every day for many, many years. And our team really enjoys hearing this, and it's rewarding in many ways.
Oh yeah, and I have talked to many listeners who have had all their documents done by the Siegel Law Group, and they tell me the same thing. It's a weight lifted off of their shoulders. Now listen, if you think you got everything, you think you got your trust, you think you got everything all together, you really need to have that reviewed every 3 years. The Siegel Law Group will do that at no charge, and that's how we met Attorney Barry Siegel. He reviewed Steve's trust and found out there were all kinds of problems, and it would have been a mess. It was basically not even like having a trust because it was so out of date, and you don't want to do that with your family. Give Attorney Barry Siegel a call. It's always a free consultation with the Siegel Law Group when you mention you heard Barry on the radio. You can find them online at SiegelLawGroup.com, and remember, no matter where you are in the state of Florida, the Siegel Law Group can help. And you can also call toll-free 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel will finish out the week tomorrow. You too, back after this.
Smarter than...
All right. Yes. We're back. I'm Brian Steve. You with us? Okay, now you were asking me how Herschel Walker was doing. He's up 2 points in Georgia, 2 points in the latest poll I just checked on Real Clear Politics. And I wanted to play a clip.
This frame job they did on him yesterday, did you see?
There's something new on Herschel Walker? What?
One of these phony dames come forward with this
A dame?
story. Yeah, it's...
They got another one?
Yeah, it's an identical story, but another woman.
Oh, I didn't see that. Really? They had another woman who said what? Oh.
Representing some woman who's making up these stories too. And it's just so infuriating.
Okay, here, I just looked it up. I have something on Warnock, but I'll read this too. This is CNN I'm reading from, guys. I just Googled the first story that came up. A woman who claims she was in a years-long romantic relationship with Herschel Walker says he pressured her into having an abortion in '93. She announced at a press conference on Wednesday. Steve, I think it's the same woman. I don't think it's a new woman. The woman referred to as Jane Doe to protect her identity But don't the Democrats need to know who to write the checks out to? Did they write checks out to Jane Doe? The woman referred to as Jane Doe to protect her identity attended the press conference virtually with her lawyer, Gloria Allred. Doe said, give me a break, she decided to tell her story now because there was a lot of money to be made. And no, she didn't say that. She said she wanted to highlight Walker's hypocrisy. This is the woman with the abortion receipt, okay? Did they show? I don't see anything here about the abortion receipt. Let me tell you.
It's clear that
it's the same woman.
Yesterday is when I heard this story. They didn't make clear there's a different woman or the same woman.
Well, that's what they want to do. They want you to think this is the same woman. It's the same woman. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. If that abortion receipt exists, I don't believe it does, or they would have shown it to us. They showed us the canceled check, right, that Herschel Walker wrote to her. We don't know what the check was for, but he wrote a check to her. But they don't show us the abortion receipt, which I don't think exists, and I don't think they give receipts for abortions. But if it did exist, well, people claim a lot of things, Steve. And some in the press have claimed to have seen it. But they showed the check and not the receipt. That abortion receipt, if it exists, is the equivalent of a winning lottery ticket worth millions of dollars, okay? And the fact that they haven't produced it tells me the whole thing's a lie. And I'll tell you a thing about it, okay? This happened when he was with the Dallas Cowboys. I was reading the CNN story. When women that are the groupies of football players get pregnant, they don't have abortions, okay? There's 18 years of child support that's coming to them. A lot of these women go out and get pregnant on purpose by these athletes because that's their ship coming in, baby. They don't go out and have an abortion when they're impregnated by a pro basketball or football player. That's 18 years of free living. So I don't believe anything about this story. And the fact that she hasn't identified herself and is in hiding, that's pretty ridiculous. Now let me play you this clip of his opponent, Senator Warnock. You know, and listen to this. Yeah, listen to this.
No matter what happens next month, more than a third of the nation that would go along with this is reason to be afraid. America needs to repent for its worship of whiteness.
That's right. We got to repent for our worship of whiteness. That's who Herschel Walker is running against.
Right there.
Yeah, the Black Klan. I mean, that's some hardcore racism right there. I mean, my goodness. Oh boy. All right, let's go to the phones. 1-888 Go Kane 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are calling us from. Oh, by the way, Steve, today is the day you're going to go see Dr. Appleton about your hip pain.
After I see Dr. Appleton, hopefully get rid of this problem I'm having with my hip, I'm going to be right up next to Anne Marie's pizza.
Oh, that's great. That's well. Let's do one spot at a time. Let's start with Dr. Appleton.
Together.
No, we'll weed them together. Don't worry, we'll weed them together. I'm being told, by the way, this is a second woman. Okay, I'm being told it's a second. So they got another woman who's anonymous. Well, when you go over there and meet with Dr. Philip Appleton, you're going to love him. The laser away pain system, Steve, it works. It works on me. I saw Dr. Appleton 2 months ago. He rid me with just 2 treatments. 2 treatments. I went on a Thursday and then on a Saturday. He rid me of the pain that I've been suffering from in my right knee for several years. It's gone. It has not returned. And I mean, I'm more energetic. I'm more active. It feels great. The only time I even think about my knee pain or even my knee anymore is when I'm talking to you guys on the radio about Dr. Appleton. I'd forgotten about my knee and my pain because once it's gone, out of sight, out of mind. And laser wave pain works on all types of pains, including hip pain, which is what Steve is going in for today. Now, no appointments are necessary. Walk-ins are welcome, and Dr. Appleton is open 6 days a week, the 6th being Saturday. You can find him online at appletonchiro.com or give him a call, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Make sure you tell him you heard about him on the radio so you can take advantage of that no-charge consultation. And we'll talk about the pizzas in the next hour, Steve. We'll get the second spot in then. Okay, let's go to the phone. So I'm being told there's a second woman, though. This is a second woman, and someone sent me a story. So hold on, let me pull the story up. Let me see here. Second woman says Herschel Walker pressured her to have an abortion, and that's who Gloria Allred was with. So you were right, Steve. Gloria Allred introduces woman as Jane Doe, who alleges anti-abortion candidate drove her to a clinic. He drove her to the clinic in the 90s. Okay, now let me ask you. This is the Dallas Cowboy. This is the woman who says he was with the Cowboys then. I'm going to tell you, full disclosure here, if both of these stories were true, it doesn't change a damn thing. People change. And even if he drove a woman to have an abortion in 1993, I don't know why we would allow a Democrat who wants to give abortions to everybody forever in that seat. I just don't think it's relevant to him today. I don't know. What do you think, Steve?
The whole thing is a farce.
I don't believe the women. I don't believe them. Would someone who was famous drive to the abortion clinic and wait in their car outside?
I remember, it's coming back to me now, as I remember this woman had a card, a get well card.
That's the first woman. They both have get well cards? Well, no, I just got, no. The one you saw yesterday is a second woman. There are two women making the claim now. There are two women. So there are two women.
It's irrelevant as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
What's involved and what's at stake here in terms of the Senate and the future direction of the
I agree.
It's irrelevant.
Agreed. Well, let's find out what the audience thinks. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian. This is Lewis Plantation. Can you hear me now, my man?
You sound great.
All right. Good morning. Listen, a couple comments or a few comments, and I'll say this whether the person is Republican or Democrat, because this applies to either, because if you're a human being, this applies. We've all been on airplanes. We've all know what judges do. We all know what cops do, surgeons, right? These are people that have responsibility, make decisions, have to have cognitive abilities and physical that allow them to do their job safely. Would that be a safe statement, you would think?
Oh, yeah.
So I think a politician who's making decisions on behalf of a population and individuals for their betterment and safety is kind of should be held to the same standard in terms of their health.
They shouldn't be brain damaged.
Correct. And
they were all in on the cover-up. They were all in on it.
Yeah.
The press.
Yeah. Well, this is the deal. This is the deal. Well, this is the year 2022, right? We have a lot of formal tests in rehab facilities throughout this country. We have people called speech pathologists that are very well trained in assessing individuals with any kind of cognitive impairment, and they can readily, on standardized tests, give information that would break apart and let people know, or that individual know, where their deficits are. And the fact that this is not being addressed, and the same applies to Biden, and the same I would say for Trump. If you want to try Trump, go ahead, put him to it.
Well, let me tell you, this is the thing with Fetterman, okay? Fetterman, this is an interesting thing that he and his wife are real lowlives, okay? We find out now he's friends with this cop killer, Mumia. He and his wife are modeling themselves after Bernie Sanders. You know, Tony Robbins, I am a follower of Tony, not a follower, but I've read Tony Robbins and listened to him speak and everything and all that stuff. Until he wanted Steve and I to pay $5,000 each to go see him in Boca. Then I got very disinterested. Yeah, I got a discount. They were going to offer us a discount, $5,000 each, each. You know, I'm just to be in the room with Tony Robbins. I'm like, are you kidding me? You know, yeah, exactly. You've unmotivated me, Tony Robbins. But Tony Robbins, he gives some good advice. But mainly what his advice is, if you want to be successful at something, find someone else who's successful at it and copy them. Do exactly what they do, right? And yeah, that's what I do with Steve. I'm just following Steve around and doing what he does. That's what I've done. But I want to finish. That's what Fetterman's doing. He lived off his parents. Then he became mayor. Now he's running for the Senate, and this is where the millions come from. That's what Bernie did. He lived off his parents till 40, became a mayor, then a senator. And he and his wife are corrupt lowlives, okay? They are criminal in their mindset. And this is what they figure. He'll get elected, he won't be able to do it, and the governor will appoint her to replace him. That's why she's always smiling.
Fetterman that he was being bullied in the debate, and the person actually contradicted themselves because they said that they're bullying him because of his cognitive situation because of the stroke, and they said, well, he wasn't really a great debater before the stroke. I said, well, that doesn't make sense. He wasn't a great debater before, and now okay, let's say he was intact 100%. Well, then he sucks at debating. That's what debating is all about.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
Be able to defend it.
Yeah, and this FDR comparison, because FDR was in a wheelchair. FDR was not suffering with brain damage. He hated Jews, though. He was an anti-Semite. How many Jews died on that ship, Steve, that he sent back to the camps? The St. Louis. Yeah, he sent the Jews back to Europe to die, FDR, the Joy Behar.
If you sucked at something before a stroke or any kind of physical or cognitive disability, guess what?
Yeah, listen, we got to run for the break, but thanks for the call. If you're on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
Stroke or any kind of physical or cognitive.
Oh, man. Yes, the St. Louis. Hey, guys, make sure you like the video. If you're new to my channel, like the video. I'm going to sneeze. So let me take my mic off so I don't sneeze into the mic. I got the mic off just in time, so I didn't sneeze in it. Oh, my goodness. If you love Trump, give me a 1. If you love Trump, give me a 1. There's no other option, by the way. Thank you for the bless yous. If you love Trump, press 1. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Let's go. Oh, yeah, here we go. That's right. This is the most MAGA channel on YouTube. I think I'm going to use the YouTube app for a while. It seems to be working. I'm using the YouTube app to stream on for the first time in years, and it's working very, very well. Look at all those ones. That's all Trump love, baby. That's all Trump love. That's right. There are no other options but a 1, but still, that's a lot of Trump love. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's amazing. See, that's it. That's right. We're MAGA Republicans and proud of it. Oh, man. Let's see. We have an hour to go. A little less than an hour. We're here till 9 weekdays. Now, there's no other options. Only 1. Oh, yeah. No, just it's the air conditioning vent. The air went on and made me sneeze. Let's see. I've got more. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Jean-Pierre commenting on Fetterman. That was great.
Also addressed his stroke in May. Taking it head on is just another fight.
Taking it head on. You love DeSantis more. Oh, no.
Officials in St. Louis now say the 19-year-old former student
Yeah, a lot of new people here. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. You'll love my channel. I am here weekday mornings till 9 a.m. live streaming. We take calls from our radio listeners and YouTube watchers live on the air. All the calls, by the way, are screenless. We screen them live on the air. And I upload my podcast here and the occasional vlog, like my visit to President Trump's plane on Saturday here in Palm Beach, which was amazing. So if you're new here, you will love this channel. This is most definitely where MAGA comes to talk. Oh, man. Okay, we're coming back.
Just call in 888-GO-CANE-1. Hello. You'll thank us later. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Yes, you're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here. Oh, okay, listen to that. Yeah. Which one? I'd forgotten already.
No, I've got it. I'm not like Fetterman.
Yeah, I am apparently, though.
When the first woman I'm going to refer to as the first woman because the story is so contradictory, it's hard to get a real picture of what they're claiming. But the first woman that claimed that taking her for an abortion or something, she offered as proof of her relationship with Herschel. Among the items she offered was a get well card that she alleged Herschel had sent to her, signed, of Herschel and everything like that. And there was a figure on the card that Herschel supposedly had signed that had a Herschel's number on it, his football number on it.
Oh.
And I said, if they had a personal relationship, and he was sending her this as as a friend, or whatever, get well card as a friend, it doesn't make any sense that he would put his football number in it if they had a personal relationship. It just doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
For a fan.
Yeah, that's stupid.
And I wanted to make that point because I think it casts great doubt on her story.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. But again, I don't believe the stories, but even if it happened, I don't think it's relevant today. Talking about 1993.
You know, the Democrats are at real risk with this because one of the things that came out yesterday in the processing of this story is that, and it was from one of the medical participants that they had brought in, is that this guy is vulnerable to another attack, a relapse, a second attack, which would be fatal, because he can't operate, shouldn't be operated. It's dangerous for him to operate in a high-pressure situation like every day if he's got the job. And if something happens to this this guy,
You're talking about Fetterman?
Yeah, if something happens to Fetterman, these followers of Fetterman are going to have blood on their hands.
Well, let me play you this clip, Steve. This is yesterday. Jean-Pierre. Did you know that Jean-Pierre is the first black immigrant gay press spokesperson at the White House? If she hasn't told you, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know that when that's all they talk about.
In fact, she begins every press conference by telling the people in the gallery just that. She talked about Fetterman. This was after the debate, and what Biden thinks of Fetterman. This is yesterday. Listen.
Just a really quick follow-up to Steve's question. Given the amount of time that the president has spent with Fetterman and the conversation that is happening today in the wake of last night's debate performance, does the president have any concerns about, has he ever raised, either in conversation with you that you've been a part of or with others here at the White House, any concerns about his health?
Okay, now the reporter has asked to Jean-Pierre, does Biden have any concerns about the health of Fetterman after this debate?
So I'll say this, in personal conversations that the president has had with the lieutenant governor, the president has found him to be impressive, an incredibly bright and talented person who's just...
Really, he's talent? What's his talent? What is Fetterman's talent? He's talented?
Capable, as always, to carry out his office, the duties of his office. As we know, he is lieutenant governor.
What are the duties of the lieutenant governor?
Currently, and has great ability and heartfelt concern for the people of the Commonwealth. And that is what the president has observed himself. That is...
who, by the way, himself is suffering from cognitive issues, brain damage.
Exactly.
Is the case before...
Exactly.
And is the case today. And he respects the courage and the honesty that he sees from the lieutenant governor, that he's experienced in their conversation and their relationship over time.
Yeah, what about the tumor on the back of his head? What about that, Jean-Pierre? Yeah.
If the lieutenant governor drops dead at this point, the president is going to be in... He's going to be held responsible.
We have, of course, as relates to your question about his health, seen the same comments from independent medical experts that you all have noted, and that the improving symptoms he has have to do with the speech and hearing, not all with cognitive function. So again, he thinks that he looks forward to working with the lieutenant governor in the future, and sees him as an authentic individual who is fighting every day for the middle class, and finds him incredibly impressive.
Wow, he's impressive, and he's fighting for the middle class. Really? What?
They're endangering this guy's life.
Yeah.
Vulnerable to a second stroke.
Oh, yeah. All right, there's only one opening on our very busy board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Henry, West Palm.
Hey, West Palm, what's up?
Say that this thing with Herschel Walker, sometimes covering it up is worse than what they're saying originally and not answering it. All right, if he did support this woman in an abortion, just say, hey, I support her.
No, he said he didn't do it. He said it's a lie.
Well, if it's a lie, it's a lie.
So he said that.
Okay, I didn't hear him say that. I apologize.
That's okay. Okay, all right, take care. Don't you? Wow, a call. At least, yeah. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Deerfield.
Hey, Brian, the Democratic Party is really suffering from two really things that are killing them. Their far-left positions are an abomination and undefensible, and they are totally devoid of any political talent in the ballpin.
That's true.
But look at this Charlie Crist trying to take on DeSantis here. If they're trying to tell us this Fetterman is FDR, Katie Hobbs in Arizona won't even debate.
And she ran. Did you see Katie Hobbs run away from the black man?
I did.
A black man asked her a question, and she and did you see this, Steve? A black man went up to Katie Hobbs, who's running against Kari Lake in Arizona, asked her a question. Katie Hobbs was so terrified that a black man was in front of her. Not only did she run away, she had like a big gulp-sized soda. She spilled the soda all over the place. She was terrified just being in the presence of a black man, Katie Hobbs. So I think she might be a racist.
I mean, it was unbelievable, unbelievable. But they are really, if you look at them, I don't see any shining lights in the Democratic Party whatsoever.
See, this is it. Okay, okay. Yeah, our problem is we have too much talent, right? We have too much talent. This is what's going on here. Let me tell you what's going on here. This, for the Democrats, this is the era of the sacrifice candidate. Every once in a while, a party has a losing cycle coming up. So they put up losers, like we did it. We put Bob Dole up against Clinton. We put McCain up against Obama. The Democrats put Mondale up against Reagan. You know what I mean? And they know it's hopeless, so they put up a bunch of freaks, geeks, and losers that don't mind losing, just to elevate their status nationally and name recognition and things like this. Charlie Crist, my guess is, because he's not running for his House seat, Charlie, I think they know he's going to lose. I think that they've promised him some appointment, ambassador to something. He was a sacrifice candidate. Yeah, that's right. And so all these people are expected to lose, and that's why they were chosen.
They got that analogy right. But I got to tell you, I have Democratic neighbors who told me they it's Winston Churchill. It's unbelievable.
Winston Churchill? What's Winston Churchill like about Biden?
I have no idea. What's like FDR with Fetterman? I mean, they're delusional.
Do they know who Winston Churchill was? Do they have any idea who the man was?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Well, there's a possibility. Winston Churchill did not like black people. He was a man from another time, right? I like Winston Churchill. I've read his books. He was a great man, but he was a racist. Maybe they mean Biden is like Winston Churchill because they both hate black people.
The only similarities, but is this where the Democratic Party is now, and they're trying to defend this? Even the people who aren't into it that much realize this is a farce, a total farce, and they're going to pay for it in November.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We don't need just a win. We need a knockout of this.
Well, and we're gonna have it. I mean, the only people they could get to challenge MAGA are people that are suffering brain damage or freaks like Charlie Crist that have a fan on their crotch when they're on TV during a debate. They got weirdos and brain-damaged people and racists like Katie Hobbs. Listen, we got to run for a break. Thanks for the call. Callers on hold, stand by. I know a lot of you have been on hold for a long time. The phones are very busy. We will get to the calls after the break. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. When we get back, Steve, we're going to talk about your pizza. Yeah, I know. Get the menu. That was a cue to get the menu ready. All right, listen, we're going to take our break. We'll be right back after this. Your pizza. Yeah, I know.
I get my menu ready.
Get the menu. That was a cue to get the menu ready. All right, listen, we're going to take our break. We'll be right back after this. My wife, she's been home from the hospital for 2 nights, and she's still in pain, but better. But reason I've been up so long, she's had a fever because she had surgery, and sometimes after a surgery you have elevated temperature. So I would like to have stayed in the hospital a couple more days, I think, but she. Steve Kane Show. Yeah, hold on. But they kick you out as fast as they can, By the way, if you're new here, please subscribe. You will love this channel. If you love Trump, you will love me. If you don't love Trump, you will if you watch enough. And make sure you like the video. Oh, man. Oh, I want to tell you guys, one of our YouTube chat buddies who's here every day wrote this book, Pool Boy to the Mob. His name's Robert Allen Miltenberg, and this book is on Amazon, okay? So make sure that you go and get this book. It's very well reviewed. Kathy was telling me last night she's been reading the book, and she likes it a lot. So, oh, Kathy must be feeling better because she just sent me a text message.
It's Halloween, and you need a costume.
Costume World in Pompano Beach has everything you'll need for Halloween. Rentals of retail, wigs, makeup, and more. With over 42.
Oh, man.
Costume World has everything you need for Halloween. Costume World, 2313 Northwest 30th Place, Pompano Beach, 800-423-7496.
Oh, she says she feels awful. So,
Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. This is Brian Craig, and I want to tell you about my anti-aging doctor, Dr. Mitch Matez at the Bio Station West El Rey, and hormone replacement pellet therapy. Hormone replacement pellet therapy is all natural. What it does is restore your hormones to where they were when you were in your 20s. You'll feel younger, you'll have more energy, you'll get your sex drive back, and women, hormone replacement pellet therapy completely stops and reverses all the signs and symptoms of menopause. Mood swings gone.
oh, man.
I've met listeners before and after hormone
We'll be
replacement pellet therapy.
back after this commercial.
When I first meet them, they're like Joe Biden, and no one wants
Well,
to
thank you. I think she's watching.
after they began hormone replacement pellet therapy, and they have their energy.
Because I just said, was talking about it, and then she texted me and told me I feel awful.
Now, it's always a free consultation with Dr. Matez when you tell him you heard about him on the radio. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
My heart was racing just making some...
Yeah, I think she should have stayed in the hospital another couple days. But, you know, I'm not the doctor.
But I didn't wait. They told their doctors and found out they have
Oh, man.
fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Oh, surgery sucks. But my wife's got other health problems, so... Oh, here we go.
And get ready to be triggered. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Yes, yes. All right, we are back. So after Dr. Appleton takes care of your hip pain, Steve, you're heading over to Anne Marie's in Pompano. So what are you going to order?
In order to go, when I leave the doctor's office, I'm going to put in a to-go order at Anne Marie's, and I'm going to get the what is that one with the that I like with
The Meat Lovers.
cheese? Meat Lovers pizza with extra cheese and extra meat, and oh, it's so great.
Okay, let me make a recommendation. Okay, get the same thing, but order it Sicilian. You're gonna love it.
What's the difference?
Well, because that first off, it's real Sicilian, like I've seen nowhere else in South Florida, because it's like the thick crust, and it's delicious. Oh, you can get it with the garlic parmesan if you ask for it, absolutely, which I would also recommend. If you're gonna get 2 pizzas, get 1 Sicilian. You're gonna Steve, that Sicilian crust is so good. It is so good. Yeah, so get 1 Sicilian.
Just here on this menu, and I'm just salivating all over.
Oh, me too. I don't even have the menu in front of me. I'm just thinking about it. I can smell the Sicilian pizza from Anne Marie's right now. I know it's not really here, and I know it's psychological, but I can smell the pizza right now. Now listen, Anne Marie's, they're open for lunch, dinner, and takeout. They're located in Pompano on a northwest corner of Copans Road and US 1 Federal Highway in the same plaza as the movie theater. When you stop in, make sure that you tell them you heard about them on the radio. And man, yeah, please don't forget the Sicilian, Steve. Get one of them Sicilian, then you can tell me. Eat that one first, so you can tell me about it tomorrow.
Can I get them both Sicilian?
You can get whatever you want, man. But I bet you got to try the Sicilian. And make sure you mention the Parmesan crust. Yeah. All right, our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1 is the number. Before we go back to the calls, you know, the latest thing, you know, teachers come out of the closet as trans now to their students. This is a new thing, you know. I know, isn't that something? And I found online a teacher who was a biological boy who's now a girl and was giving an instructional demonstration online to other teachers on how to come out to their students, their young students, as transgender. Okay? And I thought I'd share it with people and keep this in mind when you go and vote Republican. Okay? Listen.
School-aged students, I think I can help you out a little bit here. The first thing you should do is just keep your language simple, because this teacher specifically is working with elementary school kids. You want to use language they're going to understand based off experiences they have. Just say something simple like this. Here's what I said. I used to be a boy, but that made me hurt. It made me feel uncomfortable. So I went to a doctor, we talked. Now I take medicine and I'm a girl. Boom. There you go. That's all you really need to know.
That's all you need to know, Steve. Yeah. Why would you even share that with your students? You know, when I was in school, I didn't know anything about the personal life of any of my teachers. They didn't share their personal lives. Why are they doing this now? This is a new thing. You know.
Just a rhetorical question. There's an answer to that. The reason they're doing it now is because the thing is designed to create chaos within the family, to alienate members of the family and turn parents against their kids and kids against their parents, in short, to create havoc with what is the most
interesting
thing in a kid's life, which is the family bond.
Isn't that the strategy that the Hitler Youth used? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let me tell. Okay, I'm gonna. Don't get upset with me, Steve. I'm gonna mention the internet. Okay. I'm gonna mention the internet because this. No. This is important. I want you guys to hear this. Okay, that clip that I played of that teacher, that was from TikTok, and you've heard President Trump and others talk about TikTok is China, right? This transgender thing that we're hearing here is mostly done through TikTok. I believe China is destroying our family structure and our culture by design through TikTok. I think the whole purpose of TikTok was for China to destroy. I mean, look, we're approaching war-like situations with both countries. Look at who our military recruiting age people are. We don't have really a good, strong base of 18 to 22-year-olds to recruit in the service in time of an emergency. We don't. I mean, if 9/11 happened now, who would we recruit from? This person and their students? So that, and I know this sounds crazy. I'm not going to get into too much detail because it'll freak Steve out if I start talking about the internet too much. But I just want to say this. On TikTok, these transgender people like this, they have millions of followers on TikTok. I think the Chinese give them those followers on purpose so that they go and do what it is they're doing. But TikTok is a psyops operation by the CCP that is more successful than even I want to admit.
Infiltrated it into the army.
Oh, yeah.
This kind of nonsense.
That's right. That's right. All right, we're going to go back to the phones, and I know some of you have been on hold a long, long time, and my apologies, okay? And I've lost track of who called first and last and everything else because the phones are so busy. So when I take your call, you might have been on hold 5 minutes or an hour, okay? Or an hour and a half even, some of these callers. So my apologies, guys. Don't forget, tomorrow's Friday, which means open phones, open Maga Mike Friday. Anything and everything on your mind is fair game on Fridays. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, this is Wellington.
Oh, hey, Wellington.
How's it going? Yeah, talking on Fetterman and even Katie Hobbs, all of these people that they put up, it still gives us concern as regular voters. So.
See, why do you want to be... let me ask you something, okay? Let me ask you. If the Democrats thought there was any shred of winning in Pennsylvania, would they have Frankenstein's monster running against Dr. Oz, or would they have a credible candidate? I mean, so when you look at Exactly. So when you look at who, I give you another one, Katie Hobbs. Katie Hobbs is 11 points behind right now. And she should be begging for a debate because she's going to get creamed so bad, but she's still running away from the debate with. So when you look at who they're, look at Charlie Crist. Charlie Crist is a freak. So these are not people that they expect to win anything, or they would have credible people running in those seats. All right, 1-888 go Kane 1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, I guess he was held so long he got upset with us. But well, you know, that's the way it is. Oh, don't have time for that one. Let me see. Oh yes, this I have time for this one though. This is Jean-Pierre, White House press briefing, talking about inflation.
You had just said that there are no plans to adjust the economic team after the midterms. So I just want to ask in a follow-up, can the administration then say when Americans can expect to feel relief from inflation? Is there a date they can look to?
Okay, so when can Americans expect to have relief from inflation, they asked Jean-Pierre.
So I will let the experts speak to that. I'm not going to get into...
She's in the room with the experts, though, so, right? Isn't she?
Into when that's going to occur, right? But we have seen some relief over the past several months.
Where's that at? Where's the relief? Where's the inflation relief over the past several months that she's talking about? I have no idea what she's talking about. Do you? Where's the relief? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Was it this bad during Carter? I was just a kid. It couldn't have been this bad during Jimmy Carter, Steve. There's no way. Isn't it? All right, listen, it's time for our bottom of the hour break. Callers on hold. Stand by. We're going to go back to our calls after the break. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. And don't forget, we will be here the morning after the election, processing everything. We'll be back right after this. Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. And don't forget, yes, thanks, Rome. By the way, thank you to all the moderators. If everyone in the chat could thank the moderators. You know, the moderators make it possible for me to not have to focus in on the trolls in the chat. And I can focus in on the content on the radio. So the moderators elevate the show like so much. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Well, thank you, Nick. Where am I? Have any of you read the book Atomic Habits? Any of you read the book Atomic Habits? Most people who tend to the hospital, I know. That's true. That's true. Yeah, the hospital. I hate going to the hospital. You've not heard of it? Oh. Not read that book. You'll check it out. Atomic Habits. Well, thank you, Joy. Well, we still have 32 minutes to go. This is our bottom of the hour break, which is our longest break of the hour. Yeah, Kathy is just suffering. This has been a really bad month. Oh, yeah, Rome, you just got the Rush Limbaugh book. Yeah, Steve, a lot of you don't know, Steve Kane was friends with Rush, and, you know, Rush listened to us because he lived here, so he listened to us on the radio regularly. Yeah, Steve worked with Rush before he was famous, and he knew Rush pretty well. Yeah, they really should take Rush's old shows and set up a like paid website where you can listen to them all. I think that would be amazing, and maybe they've done that.
finish patients up. I never hear from anybody. What I do hear from them is a referral, the family, the wife, the cousin, the nephew that comes back. And that's the biggest joy of mine.
Give Dr. Appleton a call at 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710 and say bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear the theme music too.
One of the trendiest salon in Brooklyn is officially
I can do what in my new digs?
professionalism and uniquely talented staff. We're excited to
He's having it today, Ray. He's going to see Dr. Appleton today. Yeah, they're building new studios at our West Palm Beach location, which is right down the street from Mar-a-Lago. It's about a 10, 15-minute drive from Mar-a-Lago, where we're going to have the new studio. And I'm pretty excited about it, I must tell you.
We are your Medicare experts. It is that time of year.
Very excited about it.
Open enrollment period. It runs from October 15th.
But we'll see you next time, Charmaine. Hey, Philippines. Welcome, Philippines.
To your existing Medicare health plan or prescription drug plan. 2023 has some exciting.
Hopefully Biden doesn't give the Philippines to China.
Your Medicare Part B premiums and changes coming to Medicare Advantage plans and standalone drug plans. If you are on a standalone drug card.
Yeah, we got a lot of connections with. I mean, think about it. The Philippines, the United States, we have a lot of great connections with the Philippines. Won World War II with them.
We've got you covered. Give us a call for your free, no obligation education. Call I Will Advisors, your Medicare
Oh, really?
at 954-753-8080.
Have you guys seen my YouTube video when I went to Rush's house right after he died? It was amazing. It'll make you cry. Yeah, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And everyone, please take a moment to like the video. When you guys like the video, it helps me out a lot. We did have a great president. Not so much now. No, Rush listened to us regularly, and you know, people used to tell me all the time, Rush is talking about exactly what you talked about today. It's because he listened to us, because Steve knew him.
Seriously, I'm asking, what will they think of next? Staples is your one-stop shipping destination. Now get 50% off shipping boxes, mailers, or tubes when you buy 5 of the same item in-store or online with 1-hour pickup. Staples, the best-kept secret in shipping. Ends 12/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staplesconnect.com/shipping for details. Hear that music? That means it's Christmas shopping season again. And when you're Christmas shopping, there's no better place to go.
Oh, man, my God, I've been up since 2 a.m.
Promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. You will find the lowest.
So I've been up a long time. So I just ask you guys, get your opinion on this. I have been streaming today on the YouTube app, which I've not used in years. I usually live stream in the mornings on another app through YouTube. It connects to YouTube. It's called Streamlabs. So my YouTube live streams are usually on this other app, Streamlabs, which isn't working today. I've been streaming on YouTube. So what's your opinion on the quality of it? It looks good and sounds good to me. Does it look just the same as it does every day? Better, worse? You know, is it any different? Or is it exactly the same to you? It's better. Really, Christine? What's better about it? Better quality picture? No buffering today. Oh. Maybe I'm going to use it tomorrow, too. Yes. We are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Oh, man. And, oh, boy. You want to go back to the phone, Steve? What do you want to do? Let's do it. Okay. Well, let me take a call or two because we've left people on hold so long today. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is JJ from Mass.
Oh, hey, JJ.
Good morning, gentlemen. Briefly about Elon and then this transgender teacher. Elon with the sink. I think what he was trying to do there was, goes back to the old saying, like in say World War II, the whole 9 yards, or one army officer to a soldier. How'd we do? Well, we threw everything at him but the kitchen sink. So I think this is Elon's way of saying, I'm bringing everything and the kitchen sink. He's going to fire a bunch of people. He's going to, that's, anyway.
Well, let's talk about it, because I got a soundbite on Elon Musk I was going to play. So you can still get to the other thing. Don't worry, I'll let you, I won't cut you off, because I want to talk about this. Twitter has been used by the government and by the media to manipulate financial markets. You know, this cryptocurrency crap, that's all fake stuff pushed by Twitter. The news has been driven by it. And Tucker Carlson had a guy on last night. Well, I'm not familiar with Darren Beatle's his name. He was on Tucker Carlson last night, and he was talking about what Elon Musk. And by the way, now, you know, Twitter is an African-American owned company. So, you know, our Democrats should be supporting that. This was on Tucker last night, talking about what Elon Musk is going to face now that he's taking over the Twitter. Listen.
Elon Musk has the potential to be a great man of history, and he has stepped outside of his designated role as glorified IT support for the regime, and he stepped into a very dangerous, high-stakes arena for a cause of civilizational importance. The question of whether we have free speech on what he calls the global public square is indeed of civilizational importance, and it's an existential threat to the crooks that control our regime. And in fact, it's such a threat that I predict if he goes through with this and it does implement free speech on Twitter, Elon Musk and Twitter will be designated, in effect, the #1 national security threat to the crooks in control of our regime.
Wow, so he's going to be, yeah, and I think that was right. They're going to label him a national security threat, like Trump, Elon Musk now.
Well, that's very well said by that gentleman, and I didn't see that, but very well said. And the truth with regard to our administrative state, deep state, and obviously the Democrats and the rhinos, the truth is it's a threat to their power.
See, I read a book many years ago, about 20 years ago, on the history of the NSA. And there was one thing I read in that book that stuck with me. The government have always controlled every means of communication. You know, prior to the Second World War, and even during the Second World War, but even prior to it, the federal government monitored every telegraph message that was sent in D.C. Before there was a CIA and NSA, the government, if you sent a telegram through the telegraph, the government in Washington was monitoring it in the 1930s. They've always done this. It's scary. So what are your thoughts on the trans teacher?
Well, I mean, to me, the classroom, this trans teacher, he's turned the classroom into like a group therapy session for him or herself. The positive or negative reinforcement of that, regardless. But a teacher in the classroom is the power figure. They're in control of the classroom. And I just don't think that he or she, I think that that person should try that with the parents. They're doing this with kids because they know the kids can't disagree. The kids are just going to go like, oh, if you did that in a room of adults, the adults of the children, that teacher would get a much different response. It's not for group therapy. It's not for the classroom is for the students, not for the teachers.
The teachers, well, you know what these are? These teachers are I call them the Obama generation. They grew up during the age of Obama, and they've gone into teaching. They were recruited by the Obama wing. Remember, one of the guys you used to go up against with GLSEN, Steve, the Gay, Lesbian, Straight Education Network, was a senior deputy secretary of education. They recruited teachers to be activists into these bizarro things like this. That's why this is happening. And what they're doing, a lot of people say grooming, and I'm not saying there's none of the grooming going on, but a lot of them, they went through school, it wasn't a pleasant experience going through school with the way that they are. They're going in there to have the students approve of them, so they feel like they can fit in. Like remember Jared from Subway? He's in prison because he was having sex with teenage girls. The reason he did that is because when he was in high school, he was fat. It's before he couldn't get girls, and now he was famous and rich. He could get high school girls, so that's why he did that. That these trans people like this, they're looking for the acceptance in school that they didn't get when they were there. And that's a lot of it. They're mental patients.
Yeah, therapy for the it's a lot of people don't like to hear it, but transgenderism, transgender when I was in school in the 80s in abnormal psych, we would look at case studies of this, and it was 100%. It's a mental illness.
Is this the old glycerol that has been recycled?
It's part of it. It's an offshoot of it. Yeah. It's an offshoot of it. They move. Well, you know, there was I wish I could remember the name of the person, but there was a woman that had a sex change operation and became a woman that was on TV a lot in the 80s, who had somehow gotten cast in a James Bond movie and was a Bond girl, even though they were born a man, and was all over TV in the 80s. And then they probably got paid off and stopped doing interviews because people they didn't want to watch James Bond anymore. But this was during the Roger Moore era. And I saw an interview on TV with this person, and they talked about the process they had to go through to have a sex change operation. And I only and it was a multi-year process. But the one thing I remember was they said that if you're going from man to woman, you have to pee sitting down for an entire year, and you have to do it without thinking before they'll even consider the surgery. Because now. It's like getting breast implants. You walk in and they transition you right there. Yeah.
Done for any the drugs for the therapy, the hormone therapy, and all that. The blockers, the puberty blockers. That should not happen. That stuff is.
Well, what's going to happen in the next 10 to 15 years? We're going to start seeing people come forward whose parents took them and they got their lady parts removed when they were 12, and they're going to talk about it. Yeah, or they got their penis removed, and there's already some of those kids coming out. One spoke to the Florida legislature a couple months ago, but there's going to be a mass wave in the next 10 to 15 years of these children who are going to be like Jeanette McCurdy talking about her mother. If you guys know Jeanette McCurdy, who she is, talking about her. She wrote a book, Thank God My Mom's Dead. And she's all over television now. She was on a kitchen. Yeah. All right. Take care. Thanks for the call. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
James Boca.
Hey, James. Oh, my goodness. I just... all right. I will have to have another... Steve and I, we spend time, I debrief Steve on everything I had to dump during the show, after the show. We do a debriefing because I'm the only one that gets to hear what I dump, what these people say. And that's a poll of sorts because we've heard from a lot of liberals this week on the phones, none of them identifying as that, and they all pull a stunt that we have to dump. All right, our number is toll-free 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are listening to us from. And, of course, the Steve Kane Show is the longest-running radio show in the state of Florida on the radio since 1977. And if you miss a portion of the show, go to our radio station website, oldiesouthflorida.com. And each day, about an hour after we get off the air at oldiesouthflorida.com, the entire radio show is uploaded on the podcast page there, and they're also archived. So maybe you missed a show, shame on you. You missed a part of a show, that's shameful too. Or maybe you called in and you want to hear your call. You can go and you can even download the show on your computer. oldiesouthflorida.com. All right, we're going to take our break for the Gold Report and be right back. Wait, what line is he on? Okay. .com. All right, we're going to take our break for the Gold Report and be right back.
The longest running radio show in the state of Florida. The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Oldies 95.3 and 96.9.
All right, and each morning at this time, we check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how do the metals look today?
Metals look stable again after a nice gain yesterday of $12.40 on gold yesterday, closing at $1,665.50 per ounce. Silver was up nicely at 24 cents at $19.57 an ounce. Platinum gained $36 at $953. And palladium was up $40 at $1,897. A little bit of profit taking this morning on a little bit stronger U.S. dollar, which has been going down. Overnight, we saw gold trading in a range of $1,655 all the way up to $1,672. Right now at $1,660, that's down $5.50. Silver down 17 cents at $19.40 the ounce, while platinum is down $6 at $9.48, and palladium is down $32 at $1,865.
No, not Jorgensen,
Pretty much
someone
where
else.
we are. Nice trading ranges, and certainly a little bit of opportunity to save some dollars and buy some cheap metals.
Yeah. Now let me ask you, William, what are some of the, when it comes to gold and silver today, what are some of the best bargains for people to buy so far as what coins or what you're offering over there?
Okay, well, we still prefer the Australian Perth Mint gold coins, the kangaroos. They're one of the best values. They're beautiful, pure 999 fine gold. And also the Perth Mint Australia 1-ounce gold bars and 10-ounce gold bars. Great value there. We also have the, of course, the Canadian Maple Leafs, all the other products, Eagles, Buffaloes, of which the premiums are higher. The silver bars are still a great buy. The 100-ounce silver bars are very affordable for larger investments. The 1-ounce silver rounds we have in stock, they're great value also. Silver Eagle's still pricing quite higher than all the other products, so we're avoiding those, trying to save the premiums and get more silver per dollar invested.
You can get more. What we're talking about is getting the most metals for your money. I don't know what's going on with those Silver Eagles, but man, those are there must be in very high demand. Yeah, but listen, give William Youngman a call. They open up weekdays at 10 a.m. You can call toll free 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. Online, WilliamYoungerman.com, or stop right in, located right here in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. All right, William Youngerman, we'll finish out the week tomorrow. All right, back after this.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve is here. And, oh, Steve, it's Christmas shopping season. And there's no better place to do your Christmas shopping than at MyPillow.com. And there's some great deals. You know, you can save, if you go to the radio listener special page at MyPillow.com and you click on the Overstock sale that's going on still, you can save up to 90% off of MyPillow products with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. The MyPillow My Slippers, I have 2 pairs of these. They are $90 off right now. They make great gifts for everyone on your Christmas gift-giving list. The MyPillow bathrobes, I have one. My wife has one. Those are half off too. In every color, every style, everything. And they're just, you know, I have Steve, I have the MyPillow bathrobes, the MyPillow slippers, the MyPillows, the MyPillow Giza Elegance pillows, the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. I have the MyPillow towels. I have the MyPillow sheets. And, you know, and people ask me all the time, oh, you have so much MyPillow stuff. Mike Lindell must give that to you. No, I buy all of it with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, and the bargains are so good, I don't mind buying it because it's so cheap when you use our promo code KANE. And my wife and I do our Christmas shopping at MyPillow every year using your name, Steve, KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout for huge deals. And let me tell you, the gifts we give people are the only gifts in my whole life of gift giving where all the time, anytime I talk to someone we've given a MyPillow to or a towel set to, whatever, pet bed to, all they do is talk about it, how much they love it. And of course you're supporting the great Mike Lindell and the Steve Kane Show at the same time. Now, you can take advantage of all the specials at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. Not just the ones I've talked about, any of them. So do your Christmas shopping and give a gift that they will remember. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, 1-888-GO-KANE1 is our number, 888-465-2631. Oh, I want to play a little bit. There's a new ad running on television in Pennsylvania. Listen to this, Steve. Things are getting pretty rough in Pennsylvania.
30 years, crime was falling in Pennsylvania. No more. Joe Biden and the Pennsylvania Democrats have placed our families at the mercy of violent criminals. You've seen the images. Moms carjacked at gunpoint as kids scream in terror. Helpless citizens beaten, stabbed, stomped, and murdered. Stores ransacked in broad daylight. The streets of Philly transformed into a blood-soaked war zone. Hardened criminals rampaging without fear. No fear of arrest. No fear of prosecution. No fear of jail. No fear of any consequence at all. Instead, you are made to live in fear. You are forced to suffer, while Democrats give aid and comfort to criminals. Progressive prosecutors release dangerous predators before trial. Left-wing officials slash jail time and set killers free on parole. Woke, far-left politicians allow our public spaces to be overrun with crime, gangs, homelessness, and drugs. Pennsylvania has the highest violent crime rate in the Northeast. Philadelphia had a record 2,327 shootings in 2021 alone, with no end in sight to this raging bloodshed. Communities in chaos, criminals in control, families in retreat, a hell of violence and death. What kind of public officials allow predators to hurt children? What kind of leaders let convicts and killers assault women in the street? When did the men in power cease to be men at all? This reign of terror must end. But that day will only come when we have real leaders who put our families first. Stop the woke war on police. Stop the far-left assault on public safety. Stop the radical left-wing love affair with criminals. Stop the insanity. Paid for by Citizens for Sanity.
Okay, man, that's it. Wow. 2 minutes. Yeah. I mean, yeah, oh my goodness! I usually wouldn't.
What about that?
No, that's airing on television in Pennsylvania starting this week. Yeah, that's a TV spot, and the video of it is just as dramatic as the voiceover. I usually wouldn't play one that's that long, but it's so good.
Free to go with it between now and
election. I mean, that is since when did it become okay to nab women in the streets? Well, since Democrats took over. That's when. You know, this is what I can't figure. The Democrats have always been soft on crime, but now they become advocates for it. That's a big difference, right? They used to talk about, well, the sentencing is too harsh. Now they don't want any sentencing. They don't want any arrest. What is that about? It's crazy. It's just crazy. But I love that spot.
part of their function that it involves protecting the public.
Yeah.
It's about protection.
Public safety, right? Yeah.
Safety.
Well, you're safe if you're a criminal to do crime.
It's true.
So that part of the public is a demographic that's not often. Yeah, well, yeah. You know, the criminals have been neglected. Yeah, we've neglected this whole. It's a new demographic. Oh my goodness. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE. That's a great spot. I must tell you when I saw that.
I hope they play that nationally.
You just have to change the city. New York, right? California. Yeah. Oh my goodness. 1-888-465-2631. By the way, just one last thing, then we'll go back to the phones. I was very shocked when this news came out that Jerry Lee Lewis had died, because I thought he had. Well, a story came out that Jerry Lee Lewis had died, and I thought he had died like 20 years ago. Well, then I woke up this morning and he didn't die. He's still alive. It was reported all over that he was dead. Well, maybe he got a new PR guy, and they got, because I really did think that Jerry Lee Lewis had died years ago. I really did.
Gracious, great balls of fire.
I'm sorry I brought it up. All right, let's go. Oh, everybody knows that song, Steve.
That was his big hit.
That's right. He's the one. And for those that don't know, Jerry Lee Lewis, he married his 13-year-old cousin, correct? Is that what got him in trouble? Yeah.
I see so much, but...
Yeah, exactly. Not back then. All right, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Joellen from Fort Lauderdale.
I tweeted that. Hey, Joellen, I tweeted that.
So I was listening to Jesse Kelly last night. He was talking about Mike Pence and who he really is. Jesse Kelly was running for Congress in Arizona a few years ago. He didn't win, but he said that Mike Pence had given him his endorsement. He had gone to Washington, met with him and all his people. He came home. They got paperwork to get all the ads and everything saying Mike Pence endorsement. So Mike Pence and I guess another guy came that they wanted to run. And said that, no, we never gave you the endorsement. And Jesse Kelly said, no, we're not doing it. And so they said, we're going to go to the newspapers and say that we didn't do it. That is who Mike Pence is, you know, a liar. You know, goes.
Well, let me tell you about Mike Pence. Okay, like we were talking about an old friend of ours earlier, Reverend O'Neill Dozier, who was a well-known Republican black preacher here in town, and we found out he became a Democrat. We never questioned his Christianity, Steve and I. We were very upset about it. Mike Pence, I question his, and the reason because he's so, you know, when who was Trump's first attorney general? I forgot his name. The one that started the Russia probe. He was the senator. I just forgot his name. You know, there's three things in Trump's first term that I want to know about. Okay, Jeff Sessions. Who recommended he make Jeff Sessions attorney general? Who recommended that he pick Mike Pence for vice president? And whose idea was it for him to have the speech in the mall on January 6th? And I bet you the same person did all three. And those are the three things that screwed Trump more than anything, right? Sessions, Pence, and that speech in front of the White House in the mall on January 6th. If President Trump's up at Mar-a-Lago listening this morning, whoever was the originator of those three ideas, I promise you is the same person, and they're a snake. And Pence, you know, I'll give you proof that he's a scumbag. He's running this, he's talking about running for president. That's a big money grab. That's a big financial scandal. That's a way for him and his family to make millions. A president, he couldn't get elected dog catcher. And he knows it.
Have you heard this, that Ivanka Trump would be running if President Trump doesn't? I've heard it. This is the second time. I just met with somebody in the grocery store that Ivanka, no way that she would win a presidency.
No. People just make stuff up so they can sound like they're connected. Oh, that's even worse. Okay, don't trust anyone on the radio unless their name is Steve Kane or Brian Craig. Okay, talking about news and politics. Okay, everybody else are, you know, you can't trust. Please, who said that on the radio?
But I just heard it the other day, and then
was it a caller or a host? And they're on the air? Shocker. In this market? Was it? It wasn't one of those. It wasn't one of those no talents that think they've replaced the great Rush Limbaugh. I hope. I gave them another chance. I gave them another chance. I listened to them a couple days in a row, a couple weeks ago. Buck Sexton is a good guest. Okay, I've seen him, and he's a good guest. Who's the other guy? Clay Aiken? Yeah. Clay Aiken is a good guest when he's talking about some scumbag athlete for 5 minutes on Fox. They are not talk show hosts. That show is, it's like listening to a college radio show. They don't know what they're talking about.
Said the same thing you did. It was weeks ago. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Well, that must have been a brilliant statement. But other than that...
Yeah, it was like, we just came up with it.
Yeah.
I listened to your show.
A lot of people listen to this show. You'd be shocked. Yeah, including Glenn Beck and his people.
Mm-hmm. I remember what it was, but it was like, oh, please, that's old news.
No, but I'm telling you that they replaced Rush Limbaugh on his stations with those people because the Republican establishment wanted to make the Rush Limbaugh program not effective as it was. If they would have put Bill O'Reilly on there, that'd be a show. And Bill O'Reilly would do it. He'd do it. Hey, listen, take care. Thanks for the call. He only quit his last radio show, O'Reilly, because he did the nighttime show on Fox, and he was up against Rush at the time. All right, guys, that's it for us today. Now, don't forget, tomorrow, Friday, is Open Phones on Friday. We call it Open Maga Mic Friday, when anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game on Friday's show. And my name is Brian Craig. Steve Kane, of course, here. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. And you might see Steve at Anne Marie's or at Dr. Appleton's today. Maybe, if you're there at the same time. All right, everyone, take care. God bless America. And God bless Donald Trump. See Steve at Anne Marie's or at Dr. Appleton's today. Maybe, if you're there at the same time. Okay, now before you guys go, don't go. I know I asked this earlier, but I want to ask now that I'm off the air. Okay. This is the first day in 5 years or more that I have live streamed using the YouTube app. I always use a secondary app called Streamlabs, which was having technical problems today. So I live streamed here using the YouTube app. I'd like to hear your opinion on, is it the same, better, or worse today using the YouTube app? Just tell me better, worse, or the same, so I can keep, better, really? Okay, I'm going to use this tomorrow and the next few days and see how it does, because I think I'm looking on my iPad. The picture looks better, higher quality. Yeah. Well, the reason I stopped using the YouTube app, it's when YouTube, it's been a long time, when YouTube just started mobile streaming and the app didn't work too well then. So I started using the third-party app, Streamlabs, which most live streamers use that do mobile live streaming. And this does seem better to me, too. When I get home, I'll watch it on my TV. I don't usually watch myself on TV, but I'll watch it today to see the difference. No freezes, better, has more clarity. The picture looks better. Well, that's great. Well, that's good. No, you're my focus group. Oh, man. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. So I guess the other app not working. I missed the first half hour of the show today, but I think it was worth missing the first half hour to try this out. So I'll use it tomorrow. All right, guys. Now I don't know how to stop the stream on this app because I haven't used it in so long. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate. Yeah, got the haircut. That's right. Take care, everyone. See you soon.